Honestly, on the surface, this level doesn't feel that different to Snow Barrel Blast. Both levels share the same visual theme, there's no small overlap in enemies, and both levels are known for their slippery footing and many pitfalls. But maybe by looking at the differences, we can figure out what the game's trying to tell us about Ice Age Alley. This is part 22 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country. Ice Age Alley is one of the few levels whose name doesn't tell us the central theme of the level. And honestly, as of writing this video, I'm still not 100% sure what the main theme of Ice Age Alley is. I've got some theories, but they're not great. We'll get around to them later. For now, let's break down this level itself and see what we can make of this train wreck. Okay, train wreck is a bit harsh, but Ice Age Alley truly brings nothing new to the table. Unlike other levels that recycle established enemies and mechanics in new ways, it doesn't take something that's previously been introduced and build a level around it. It's a sort of generic design with no one standout obstacle or anything. The swinging rope seemed to be the closest thing to a core mechanic, and even introduces a rope in between two others that swings to a different rhythm. But that's only done once, and it really isn't a big deal. You could make the argument that the name is a reference to the slippery surface that covers the level, but I think that's reaching a bit. If anything, Ice Age Alley feels more like a continuation of Snow Barrel Blast. Kind of like how the Nightfall in Jungle Hijinks leads into Ropey Rampage, the storm that begins in Snow Barrel Blast is still raging in Ice Age Alley when the Kongs emerge from the Crystal Caves. Maybe they sought refuge in those caves and by chance found the Kremling shortcut. What differentiates Ice Age Alley from Snow Barrel Blast are that the snow barrels have been replaced with the aforementioned ropes, and there's a significant drop in enemy numbers. Snow Barrel Blast's got 52, while Ice Age Alley has 21. That's under half. There's still a pretty strong Neki presence, which again backs up the theory that they roost in the cliffside above the forest. But it doesn't really give Ice Age Alley any distinguishing characteristics. Expresso comes back in this level too. He has a great grip on the icy ground, so it makes sense that he'd be able to make it this far up the glacier. And that's about as good a segue as any into the next bit. I think the heart of Ice Age Alley can be gleaned from the info we just went over. There are noticeably less enemies, but the level isn't easier than Snow Barrel Blast by any noticeable degree. What I think the game's trying to show us is that the journey across the glacier is getting more perilous the higher up we go. That even the Kremlings struggle to reach this stretch of the journey. That the environment itself is a bigger threat to the Kong's quest than their enemies. Maybe the name itself is a clue there too. Maybe Ice Age Alley is a nickname given to this particular leg of the journey, and it has a sort of infamous reputation about it. And that's all she wrote for Ice Age Alley. This was one of the harder ones to write about because it's arguably the most nothing level to date. There have been similar levels in the past like Bouncy Bonanza and Forest Frenzy, but they all had something that set them apart from the others. This one really does just feel like Snow Barrel Blast Part 2 in a lot of ways. And that's fine. It helps bolster my theory of the glacier separating the two halves of the island. It's not just about the geography, it's the sheer difficulty of traversing the space between them that kept the Kremlings from being noticed for so many years. And that's all I've got. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit the buttons if you want to hit the buttons. Otherwise, have a good day and I will see you in the next one.